Hey, good morning, everybody, and happy Sunday. Charles back with you for more sim flying. We're going to be using Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We're going to be using the Carinado Cessna 182 RG2. That's going to be the closest thing we've got to the plane that I'm working on flying these days for real, which is a Cessna 182 Sierra model. We've got a lot of the same systems to handle, and I'm trying something even more brand new today. The ATC system is SayIntentions.ai, which overrides the existing the existing ATC system in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and rather than it being a live set of human beings talking to you over the radio as you would with VATSIM or Pilot Edge, it actually uses an artificial intelligence where you speak to it, it figures out what you're trying to say, and then commands you. So we're going to try to file and fly IFR from my home field of Tacoma Narrows over to Hoquiam using this artificial intelligence ATC system, and we will see if it takes good care of us or it puts us in danger. So first things first, why don't we go ahead and go over to something brand new that I'm using with SayIntentions, which is SimBrief. I know a lot of you are very familiar with SimBrief. I am not so familiar with it. It's new to me, but I absolutely love the interface. It is a very impressive piece of technology. So we're going to fill in KTIW, and I'm going to put C182, Cessna 182 RG. Yeah, that's what that is. So we'll go like that. Okay, climb profile's all set. Blah blah blah. We'll just keep everything default. Scheduled block time $1.05. Yeah, departure runway 35. We think so, I suppose. And the route that's been chosen for us is Caro V27 to ULES. What if we did OLM V204 HQM? I like that better. If it'll let us do it, because we're going to take off using the... oh, you know what? Actually, we're taking off 3.5, so... Okay, I like yours better. KTIW, Caro, V27, and I'm just typing on my tablet here, ULES, KHQM. And ULES, if I remember correctly, is a feeder for one of the instrument approaches into Hoquiam, so I will live with that. Now, can we learn anything about Hoquiam? Okay, look at that. Hoquiam, 1107 knots, 10 statute miles clear, 03 minus 01. So based on that, if I want to look at the plate, and let's see, approach, runway 06. So we're going to do runway 06. ULES is not a feeder. WAVLU is. Zunad is. Well, this will be interesting. This will sure be interesting. How about we do the GPS runway 2, what was that, 24? Approach runway 24 starting at ULES, and then we'll do a circling approach. Okay, good. That feels okay to me, and it's clear skies, so there's some clouds coming out of Tacoma. See right there. Well, no, it says it's clear now. Never mind. So this is going to be like the least cloudy IFR day ever, but that's okay. We still want to file and fly IFR, so I'm going to. Let's see. How do we do this? We go save flight. No, that's not what we want to do. Close that. Generate flight plan. There it goes. Cool. That looks fine. There's the route. Direct Caro V27 ULES. And then I go to pre-file on a network. I'll click pre-file on a network. I'll choose SayIntentions. I'll pre-file. And then SayIntentions has my SimBrief ID in it, so it knows what I'm doing. All right, so we've taken a look at the weather. Both KTIW and Hoquiam is clear. Did we file? Oh, what altitude did we file? Crap. Initial altitude, wind component, units, load sheet. I better edit that. I don't like that. I don't want 2,000. Where do I have... fuel planning, text entries, route, find SID star, alternates, fuel factor, flight number, HSE call sign, fin number, selections, alternates, arrival, altitude, auto. I want 6,000 feet. 6,000. I want that for my own safety and security, so I'll go ahead and hit generate flight again. Building maps, loading briefing. Alright, I'll pre-file that again, and let me make sure that's set for 6,000. ETOPS, no. Dispatch remarks, no. Flight plan, initial altitude 6,000 feet. Okay, there we go. Pre-file on the network, I'll hit pre-file again for SayIntentions. Alright, we're all set, so let's go and get into the simulator. Alright. Here we are, we're on our Cessna 182, and I'm going to bring up SayIntentions so you can see it. There it is right there, you see. So I have this running, it's going to monitor our comms, it gives me some interesting and helpful things, some frequencies that I can use, and so on and so forth. We're going to keep that up for a minute as we do our startup, and I also have my tablet available, which we can use as we move forward. But anyway, here we are. This is the Cessna 182 RG2, retractable gear version of the Cessna 182, 230 horsepower engine. Seats 4. This particular version, I believe, carries about 65 gallons of fuel. Let me see if that's correct. The version that I fly, the Cessna 182 Sierra, carries 88 gallons, a significant increase. So this is a total of 61 gallons on board the aircraft. Gives us a pretty significant range. We burn about 12 gallons per hour, so you can get about 4 hours at 150 knots. You get about a 600-mile range, so that's pretty good. We're loaded with full fuel today, and we're still well under our max takeoff rate weight with one passenger, one pilot, and 50 pounds of bags. And let's go ahead and start her up. All right, so we go through our startup checklists here. We've got the tanks on both. I want to make sure real quick, controls options that I've actually set to fly. This one, alpha controls, see that wouldn't have worked. Alpha flight controls default, Bravo throttle quadrant, we'll set that to, there we go. That's the magic ticket. Okay, there we go. Make sure that all of our quadrant stuffs work good. Propeller full forward, mixture and throttle all the way back. Carb heat check, in, out, good. And fuel selector both, good. Cowl flaps are open. Pitch trim and rudder trim are neutral. Check controls, check rudders. Okay, we're looking really good there. We got 61 gallons full fuel. We've got, okay, we're discharging the battery. That's okay. Battery power is, where actually is the battery volts? I'll have to look that up later. I'm wondering where that might be. Usually there's a voltmeter up here in the top left, but there isn't, so we're going to have to hope we have enough to crank. So let's go ahead and get started with that. We're going to prime it. 1, 2, 3, and we're primed. Push the throttle in just a little bit, just a 1/4 of an inch, make sure mixer's all the way out, propeller is all the way forward. Lean out and let Larry know we're going to get going. Hey, clear prop, Larry.
Clear.
And we're going to push through, advance the mixture to full rich, make sure it's lit off, and then turn the starter off. There, not bad. We're going to use ground leaning ops. We're going to advance the throttle to 1200 RPM. And we're going to lean for max power. It's going to be a very subtle shift. That's a little too lean. We're going to go ahead and push it a little bit further rich and advance that RPM back. There we go. We're lean to max power. Max power. And we're going to turn navs on and turn the taxi lights on. And let's get our avionics going. And if I can, I'm going to activate my GTN 650.
Navian 553
750.
Bravo,
there we go.
3,500 traffic at your tree. A Bonanza, same altitude. 3,500 traffic in sight 553 Alpha Bravo.
Oh, there's that busted ass problem again where the Garmin won't work. That makes me sad. Not possible to deactivate. Well, give me a second, see if I can fix this, and if I can't, we're just going to restart the flight. That's how it goes. I press home, I press direct, nothing happens at all. That's sad. Alright. Kill avionics, kill lights. Blah 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 blah. Look at that, it's just like sitting there frozen. Yeah, nope. Try that again. Restart. Now the thing about SayIntentions is that it's not going to set me my flight plan until I call for clearance, and so that flight plan is still valid. Let's go ahead and just start this and turn the avionics on right away and activate this bad boy. Yeah, no, not even a little bit. So what we have is the Garmin today. The oogly Garmin, actually. TDS GTN-XI flight sim. Flight simulator is connected. What happens if... Sorry, it's just taking me a second. Yeah, there we go. GTN simulator. End that task. Kaboom, kaboom. There, I crashed it. I crashed the GTN simulator on purpose. We'll try one more time. And eventually I will edit this. Video so that you don't have to sit through this. There we go. Rebooted TDS Sim software. Okay, are you ready? No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah! Woo, 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 woo! Yes. Awesome. Okay. That took far too long, and we can begin.
System test okay.
All right, you know the drill. So it's a mixture all the way out, throttle a little bit in, propeller all the way forward. I'll turn SayIntentions off so you don't have to worry about that. 3 shots of primer. 1, 2, 3. You see what happens, Laurie? All right.
Clear.
And advance through. Light off. Back to both. Starter deactivated. Piss off tablet. And we'll bring that back to 1200.
Embraer 225 Echo Mike, follow the King Air, then hold short of runway tree 0.
Okay, mixture is good.
Following the King Air, holding short of runway tree 0, Embraer 225 Echo Mike.
Taxi and nav is all good. We'll close the window.
Alpha, Duke 28 Hotel Delta.
Okay.
Crown, Duke 28 Hotel Delta, request taxi to parking.
Listen what we're listening to, huh? That's SayIntentions.
Parking via Alpha. Have a good day.
It actually feels pretty alive here at Tacoma. It's kind of neat. We've got ground on COM 1, so we'll go ahead and grab the weather on COM 2. But you're already hearing action here on the in the airport. I don't have AI traffic turned on. We won't see anything moving because I think I'm still in kind of pilot edge mode where I always have that turned off, but maybe next time we'll turn it on and see. So the GTN 750 that we have here is in control of COM 1 and NAV 1, and then this radio stack, the King 165 down here, is in control of NAV 2 and COM 2. So it's kind of a hybrid affair, which is very similar to the plane that we have in the Flight Club. So we have to kind of get used to working part digital and part analog. I think it's kind of neat, actually. It's kind of fun to have a connection between the generations, but maybe that's just me. All right, so let's go ahead and use COM 2, and we'll dial up 12405, which is Tacoma weather, and we'll grab that.
Revive advise on course heading,
And
altitude,
and if flight following is requested.
You can see that it shows
Read
up
back all runway and hold short
in Say
instructions.
Intentions. That's kind of helpful.
Advise on initial contact. You have information November.
Okay, it's November today. Winds
Tacoma
calm.
Narrows Airport.
Visibility
November.
10.
1853 Zulu.
Clear
Wind
skies.
calm. Visibility 10.
Temperature
Sky
4, dew
conditions,
point 1,
clear.
3045.
Temperature 4. Dew point 1. Altimeter 3045.
Uh-huh.
Density altitude -1400 feet. Arriving and departing runway 35 advise.
All right,
on
runway
course
35.
heading,
And I'll go ahead and set for
altitude,
1215.
and if flight following is
We'll go on ground. And then we got 12180, which is all set there for KTIW ground. And I'll go ahead and set 118.5 for tower. We'll go ahead and preload that. That's actually not correct. I'm sorry, because we need... No, we're going to call ground first because it's a towered airport. In SayIntentions.ai, they actually treat Tacoma Narrows as towered. Pilot Edge does not treat it as towered. So this is actually an additional level of correct simulation for Tacoma Narrows Tower because it is a towered airport and they do give clearances. So let's go ahead and set our barrows first, 3045, and that's just under 300 feet. That's the correct field altitude here. I'll go ahead and set to barrow mode. Hold here, and we'll spin the barrow to 3045. In our cap 140. Okay, we're good there. And we're expecting runway 35. We'll set our heading bug for 350. All right. We got the ATIS, we've got the weather. We're going to go ahead and call and get our clearance from Tacoma ground. Let's get ready to copy. This is going to be our first opportunity to chat with them. We're going to talk to them as if they were a person, and they're going to give us back an AI-generated response, and we'll see how it goes. Let's make sure that we sound good, so I'll go ahead and comm first on 118.01. So 118.01. Enter. And I'll go ahead and switch over. Skyline, November 926 Tango Alpha, radio check.
This is what the ATC audio sounds like, and next is what yours sounds like.
Skyline, November 926 Tango Alpha, radio check. That's cool, though it should have been 926 Tango Charlie. Also, I'm getting something kind of funny on my cameras here, so let me just really quickly... Uh-oh. Don't do that. Miscellaneous radio. Alpha flight controls. Camera. Cockpit camera. Joystick button 1. I assume it's this guy right here. So we're going to clear that current input. Oh, you're killing me. Plan save, go back, resume. Okay. We're back, and let's just do it one more time. Skyline, November 926 Tango Charlie, radio check. You can see it's thinking.
This is what the ATC audio sounds like.
Awesome.
And next is what yours sounds like.
Skyline, November 926 Tango Charlie, radio check. Good. All right. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to pop the tablet open. So we're going to do our craft, and I'll ask for clearance. So it's KTIW to KHQM. That's Hoquiam, and we call tower just, or we call ground just like we were going to do. So go ahead and switch back over. 118.5, and we'll stop it. 118.5. We'll enter that. Okay, that's tower ready to go, and we'll call it 121.8. Tacoma ground, Skylane, November 926 Tango Charlie. Looking to pick up our IFR to Hoquiam. Okay. It's thinking, it's thinking. Okay.
Skylane 926 Tango Charlie, Tacoma Narrows Airport ground cleared to Bowerman. Radar vectors Caro, then as filed. Climb and maintain 6,000. Departure on 120.1 squawk 5557.
And I'm going to read it back. clear to the Bowerman Airport. Radar vectors Caro, then as filed. Climb, maintain 6,000. Departure frequency 120.1, squawk 5557, 9026 Tango Charlie.
Skylane 6 Tango Charlie, read back correct.
That was kind of neat. Okay, great. Well, let's go ahead and comply with what they've said. We'll go in reverse order. Do our squawk first, 5557, and altitude reporting on. Good, squawking 5557. Plus, the next thing you should see, it should show that the transponder gets picked up. It did, it just turned green, so we're good there. You can see our flight ID is IFR, so we're on the right flight. That's awesome. We got the 6,000 feet that we asked for by filing a second time, so that was cool. What's next? We're going to set our autopilot's AP bug for 6,000. That's going to be our climb altitude. That's good. Our initial heading is already 35, so we're expecting radar vectors to Caro. So we're going to go. We're going to take off runway 35, expected, and then we're going to get radar vectors to Caro, and then as filed for the rest of our flight plans. So the next thing we're going to do, we'll go ahead and file plug in our flight plan. So I'll go back, I'll turn off SayIntentions, and you can see this. So we'll go flight plan, it's KTIW, and then we expect Caro.
Cessna 908 Charlie Echo taxi to runway 36 via taxiway
And then we want to pick up the
Delta.
Victor 27 airway.
To runway 36 via Charlie and Delta Cessna 908 Charlie Echo.
And we'll exit, and I need to scroll, we'll exit at ULES.
Tacoma ground, helicopter 70 Delta is on 8 Alpha 3. Want to taxi to General Aviation Parking, please.
Alright, so that part's
Helicopter
done.
November 70 Delta,
And then
Tacoma Narrows
it's
ground, remain this frequency.
KHQM Bowerman. Okay, we're there. KTIW to KHQM, we're set. We'll go back to the map. We'll make sure that that looks good. We'll go scroll way out. Yep, that's exactly what we're expecting. Caro Vic 27 Wonku, and then on, we can take a look at our tablet and make sure that that looks right. KTIW to Caro, and then Zolgi Wonku Sander ULES. So that's looking correct. It's interesting that it doesn't have Zolgi, but that's okay. Alrighty, so turn the tablet off. Let's get back to it. Alright, we'll pop SayIntentions back up just so you can see. And we're all set. We got the flight plan set, we got our initial altitude set, barrels are set, initial heading is set, our transponder is squawking. The only other thing is frequency 120.1, but I'm not going to do that till we're switched over to tower, so we'll call ground and tell them we're ready to taxi. Tacoma ground, Skylane 9026 Tango Charlie is northeast parking with information November, ready to taxi, IFR.
Skylane 6 Tango Charlie, taxi to runway 35 via Alpha.
Taxi runway 35 via Alpha, 6 Tango Charlie. Okay, that's simple enough. Let's go ahead and pop the tablet open. We'll go ahead and check our airport plates here. Taxi to 35 via Alpha. So we're just gonna, we'll do Bravo 3, then Alpha. Easy enough. Alright. Ready to go. Let's switch that parking brake off. I'll just spin around so I don't hit Larry. There's the tower. I'll pop my little booster seat up so I can see. Alright, looking right. We're good. Let's go ahead and get our flaps to 10. Looking right. Make sure no intruding traffic here. Nobody's messing around with us. That's good. And 35's hold short line is going to be to our left. We're doing good. We're making a ground speed of about 12 knots, so we're not over speeding. Okay, IFR cockpit check. I got Turn coordinator going in the direction of my turn. Ball slipping opposite. And HSI is in motion. IFR cockpit check complete. What else do you think we should do? I think we should probably dial in a secondary nav. We'll do 113.4 for now. That's going to be Olympia VOR. And GPS 2 or nav 2 shows up here. A little bit of a bump there. Spicy meatball. We're going 21 knots. Little fast. So go ahead.
Embraer 225 Echo Mike,
Pump the
follow the
brakes.
Falcon, continue taxi to the ramp via taxiway Bravo.
Following the Falcon, taxiing to the ramp via Bravo, Embraer 225 Echo Mike.
Piper 84, Victor Kilo, Tacoma Narrows ground. Clear to the Bellingham Airport as filed. Maintain 3000, expect 6010 minutes after departure. Departure 120.1, squawk.
Oh, I like it says number 183 Sierra Bravo. Like it changed my aircraft's tail number
Piper
for
Victor
no
Kilo,
reason.
Tacoma Narrows ground clear to the Bellingham Airport as filed.
But I know who I
Maintain
am.
3000, expect 6010 minutes after departure. Departure 120.1, squawk.
Looks like they're asking me to
Skyline
contact
Tango
center.
Charlie, contact tower on 118.5, so long.
Over to tower 118.5, 6 Tango Charlie. There we go, and we're swapped. And we're going to go ahead and stop here. Pull it in. We're going to just do a real quick mag check here. Oh, jeez.
Approaching runway 35.
Give me just a second. I'm just changing something because it's bugging me. There we go. I just had the wrong profile. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and get back up to our idling RPM at 1200. Do our controls wipe out, make sure we're all set there. Say intentions and turn the tablet off, we know where we are. Say intentions left. Okay, left is good. And we'll go full back. And we'll go full right. And we'll go full forward. And all the way through. Wiggle the rudders. Okay, we're good. And we're going to get mixture full rich. Boom. Props full forward. Good. We're going to rev up to 1800 RPM. And we're going to go mag check. Left. Okay, it's a drop of 100. And back to both. And it recovers. Right. And it's a drop of 100. Both, and it recovers. We're going to cycle the propeller 3 times. Watch for an RPM drop, 1500, push through, good. Cycle it again. There's that drop, yep, good. Cycle it one more time. Out. Increase that pitch, there we go. And low pitch high RPM, back to 1800, good. And we're going to bring the throttle back to idle. And we're watching the charge drop off on the amps. Good. And we'll bring it back up to 1200. And check carb heat. Yep, RPM drop. Carb heat's good. Alrighty. Ready to go. Let's go ahead and call tower for IFR departure. This is weird. My eye point is different than I would have expected. Oh, Gesundheit. Tacoma Tower, Skylane 9026 Tango Charlie, holding short runway 35 IFR.
Skylane 9026 Tango Charlie, Tacoma Narrows Airport Tower, runway 35, winds calm, fly heading 350, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 35, clear for takeoff. 9026 Tango Charlie. Cool. Alright. Landing lights and strobes are on. Mixture is full rich. We're squawking IFR, ready to go. Let's go. Yeah, I really need the eye point to be a little bit lower. I don't know.
Approaching runway 35.
Don't know how that happened.
Entered runway 35. 5,000 feet remaining.
All right, looks good. All right, full throttle. Watching that fuel flow down at the bottom. The fuel pressure looks good. Speeds are coming up. All right, there's 55. Rotate. All right, keep that pitch up. We're gonna bring the gear up. Okay, we're above 70 knots. We're gonna go flaps up. Okay, flaps up, gear up, speed is increasing. We're going to go ahead and bring our manifold pressure down to 25 inches. RPM to 24. And cruise climb out at 85 knots. We're listening to tower to tell us to switch to departure, which is going to be 120.1 if I remember correctly. It is. Let me prep that. Okay, we're prepped on comm standby, and just flying that runway heading until we get the call.
Skylane 6 Tango Charlie O, contact the departure, Ono 120.1.
Over to departure, 120.1, 6 Tango Charlie. Alright, so we'll go ahead and swap to comm 1 to 120.1. Seattle departure, Skylane 926 Tango Charlie's 2,600 feet, climb at 6,000. Just keeping that speed around 85. I'm not hearing him say anything, but I'm seeing, if you look at SayIntentions, the voice seemed to fail. Let's ask again. Seattle departure, say again for 926 Tango Charlie. Let's see if we get the voice back.
Skylane 6 Tango Charlie, radar contact, continue climb and maintain 6,000 feet.
Okay, so they didn't say anything about Caro. Roger, continue to climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Roger, radar contact, request vectors to Caro, 6 Tango Charlie.
Skylane 6 Tango Charlie, turn left heading 245, vectors to Caro, continue climb and maintain 6,000 feet.
Left turn heading 245, vectors to Caro, continue climb, maintain 6,000 feet, 6 Tango Charlie. Okay, there you go. So we'll set our bug to 245.
Southwest 399er, reduce speed to 180, then descend and maintain 4,000.
Alright, we're through 3,500. Climb speed is still good.
Citation 0 Papa Sierra, read back correct. Citation 0 Papa Sierra, contact Seattle Center on 120.3.
There we go. So there's 245. I'll go ahead and move over to autopilot here to take a little bit of the load off. So the speed is good. AP, heading mode. Climb at 900 feet per minute. Altitude of 6,000 is armed. I'm going to disarm that. I just want up at 900. I'll tell it when I want to even off. And the reason I want to do that is because in my airplane I don't have a automatic altitude pre-select feature, so I don't want to give myself that out while I'm in this plane. Okay, well, so far so good. Ground gave me good instructions. I got my clearance, which was decent clearance. I thought it made sense. There was a good handoff from tower to departure, and then departure was a little funky. They didn't give me the voice the first time. I read the text and it said climb and then gave me vectors to Caro. That was good. When I asked again, they gave me the voice, but they only gave me the altitude instruction. I had to ask for vectors to Caro again. That was not so good. I don't know what was going on there, but it was something to think about. But at this point, we're on heading 245 vectors to Caro. The flight plan is active. We've got radar following, and it's been pretty pleasant to work with. It's not that hard. It's understood everything I've said. There's been no problem with that, so that's been really good. Alright, so AP's doing good, heading mode's good. We're climbing at about 86, 87 knots, which is a good cruise climb, very healthy. We're at 5,600 feet, climbing to 6,000, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the autopilot off, and I'll go ahead and fly the rest of this climb. Kick in the rudder a little bit here. I'll fly the rest of this climb, and I'll get us evened out. And once we get to 6,000 feet, we'll engage the autopilot. We'll get the prop set up, and we'll lean it out. Alright, so go ahead and bring that nose down. Alright, very nice. AP, heading mode. Okay, enough of that. Stop. Well, that was unfortunate. It was still in vertical speed mode. But the AP is on, and we're 100 feet over our target altitude, so I'll just go ahead and dial it in a little bit. One of the quirks I've seen with this particular autopilot is that its baro understanding, even if I set the baro correctly, is like 1,000 feet off all the time. So it's very strange. Okay, it's down 50 feet. I'm going to click it one more down. And we're leveled off. Okay, we're on 245 vectors Caro. We haven't been told to go direct Caro yet.
Pacific 1323, you're following the 767, 12 o'clock and 6 miles. Following the 767, Pacific 1323.
All right, we're playing chicken with this altitude a little bit, but we'll get there.
Bonanza Tree 59er traffic at your 1 o'clock 5 miles. At flight level 3,000 feet, type unknown. We'll look for the traffic, Bonanza 359er.
All right, good enough. 6,050 feet, whatever. All right, we're about to cross the line over Caro, but while we do what we do, let's go ahead and get set up for cruise. So the first thing we want to do is we want to set our manifold pressure and power to where we want it to be. We're going to bring the manifold pressure to where we want it to be. It's actually, it looks like 21. I want to bring it up to 23, so we're going to increase power. The first thing we do is set our prop first. So we set that to 24, and then we increase manifold. I'm going to increase to 23. So we're running 23 inches of manifold pressure, 2,400 RPM. Now we go ahead and lean it out. So we're going to watch the EGT as we pull the mixture back. EGT right here.
Skylane 6 Tango Charlie, contact Seattle Center on 128.3.
All right. Over to Seattle Center 128.3, 6 Tango Charlie. All right, so we're going to go ahead and swap over. They didn't tell us to go direct Caro. I didn't like that. Seattle Center, Skylane 9026, Tango Charlie, 6,000 feet.
Skylane 9026 Tango, Charlie, Seattle Center, good afternoon, Vaughn altimeter 30.42.
Roger, 3042, 6 Tango Charlie. So we'll reduce that just a little bit. And at this point, you can see the nav has indicated that we need to continue on the Zolgi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the heading indicator, because we've already crossed Caro. I'm going to set it Zolgi. And we'll fly to intercept Zolgi, and then activate nav mode and resume on navigation. Okay, get back to leaning here. I think we need to lean a little bit more. Watch that EGT come up, and watch for peak. It's peaked right there, and it's coming back, so we're going to go ahead, push it forward, and operate 50 rich at peak.
Skylane 6 Tango Charlie, expect the RNAV runway 6 approach into Bowerman. Descent coming up in about 10 minutes.
Roger, to expect the RNAV 6 into Bowerman, descent coming up in 10 minutes. If possible, can we get the RNAV GPS runway 24 into Bowerman? This will be a circling approach. 6 Tango Charlie. Let's see if he'll give it to us. I'll go ahead, hit nav mode here. It's going to be a left turn on course. It's chewing on my request. I don't know whether they're going to give it to me or not. Here, I'll show you. Who knows? Other than that, let's make sure that the airplane is all set up. We're not climbing anymore. We close those cowl flaps.
250 knots.
All right.
Maintaining 250 knots.
Plenty of fuel, batteries charging, temperatures look good, pressures look good, EGT is where it needs to be. We're 23 over 24, so we're good there. Burning 13.4 gallons an hour. Speed is just a little over 140 indicated and doing 160 knots ground speed, just like a bat out of hell here. We're on the nav, purple needles, on Victor 27 airway. We're in nav mode, altitude's holding. We know that the altitude is not consistent between these two instruments, but we're 6,050 feet. And fuel pressure, suction is all good. No other enunciators are on. Everything is looking lovely. Flaps up, cowl flaps up. We'll go ahead and turn the lights, landing and taxi lights off. We'll go ahead and turn those back on as part of our pre-landing checks, but we are on our way to Hoquiam. 4 nautical miles to the next waypoint, and we will just continue sequencing. Why don't I go ahead and turn this off? I'll turn the tablet on. You can get a view of where we are right now along in our flight. So we took up KTIW. We got vectors for Caro. We weren't told go direct Caro and resume on navigation. That feels like a little bit of a flub in the in their implementation. We're on the Victor 27 on our way to Euless, which is a feeder for the RNAV 24 approach into Hoquiam. They've told us to expect the RNAV 6, so why don't we take a look at that real quick. So there's no feeder for the RNAV 6 well, I guess there is. There's Ozalu. There's Ozalu, which is 2900 to Zunad. Zunad is the initial approach fix. It looks like there's going to be a hold in lieu of a procedure turn, and then come back and land runway 06. If they give it to us, they'll either tell us starting at Ozalu, or they might say starting at Zunad, but they need to clear us. They need to clear us in some way, because what we're cleared for, our flight plan that we filed and got was Caro, Victor 27, Euless, and then direct Hoquiam. And so if we are told nothing else, we're going to be going direct Hoquiam, overfly the airfield. They have to tell us where they want us to start this approach from. So I'm going to watch carefully about that and see sort of what they tell me to do and what they omit. Our ETA to destination looks like about 14 minutes at this speed. This plane goes really fast. It's so much fun, and I love the additional complexity of the blue handle. I think it's really cool. The retractable gear, take it or leave it, honestly, is in real-world piloting, that is an insurance nightmare, that is a compliance nightmare, that is a mechanical nightmare, and they are super cool, but I do not want one on my Cessna, and thank goodness I don't have them. In this plane, the 182 RG by Caronetto, we do have that, and while it is pretty and streamlined and super cool with that gear up, all I'm thinking is maintenance bills, maintenance bills, maintenance bills. So, I know, I'm such a bummer. Now I wonder, does it have charts? No, I don't think so. Oh yeah, it does. Oh, not connected. Connect using the TDS interface. Oh, that's cool. Well, I actually do have Navigraph now. I had to get it to be able to use cool. Well, while we're, you know, just effing around, I'm just going to connect up
FedEx 101 heavy reduced speed
Navigraph.
to 280 knots for sequencing.
Flowing to 280 knots, FedEx 101 heavy. Meridian 84 Tango Lima, Seattle Center, roger. Yelm altimeter 3006. Meridian 84 Tango Lima, Seattle Center, Chehalis Centralia Airport at your 1 o'clock 17 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Report cancellation of IFR or missed approach this frequency. Safe flight. Meridian 84 Tango Lima, Seattle Center. Descend and maintain 4000, turn right heading 275.
Oh, cool. There, I got Navigraph lined up. Oh, that is neat. Alright, so what does this tell us? I haven't played with this before. Message. Yeah, new version of TDS, I don't care. Charts, airport info, information approaches. Oh, cool. Yeah, Jepson charts. I don't use these. Alright, approaches. And I'll choose the RNAV runway 6. Alright, there it is. Yeah, so you can see ULEZ is going to be out here to the right. So it's Higda or Zalu, and then both go to Zunad, which is the initial approach fix. And if we're coming this way, there's nothing that says no PT, so we're going to have to fly this. We would do a parallel entry 061 and then flip around and then come back in. Let me see if we have the... So it's staying at 2600 or above all the way to Zunad, and then once we cross Zunad coming in the other way, we can come on down to 1600 by Judsa, and then Judsa's our final approach fix, so we can descend on LPV minimums. It looks like 308 is the minimum. Since it's going to be a straight-in approach this way, we can come on down to 308. It's not going to matter much because the skies are absolutely like crystal clear, but it's still cool to see that. I like that. Let me zoom out a little bit. So ULEZ is coming right up. At some point, they're going to have to tell us what to do. I sure hope they do that. Do you think they told us that about 6 minutes ago that they were going to descend us in 6 minutes? Has it been long enough or not long enough? Taking a look, I can actually see the lights at Bowerman Airport right there. Ding, 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 ding. So, I mean, if I really want to get down, I can just tell them cancel IFR, but I don't want to do that. I want them to take me through the whole thing. Because what if it was like, you know, socked in? I would need their help. You know what? I'm going to give them a call. Oh, you know what? No, what I need to do is I need to get the weather at Hoquiam. 135775.
Inter 3043. Density altitude minus 1900 feet. Bowerman Airport, automated surface observation. 1853 Zulu. Wind 09 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 3. Dew point -1. Altimeter 3043. Density altitude minus 1900 feet.
Alright.
Bowerman Airport, automated.
Well, where do we want to start it from? If I'm at ULEZ, let's check our tablet, right? If I'm at ULEZ...
Skylane 6, Tango Charlie, when you're ready, descend and maintain 4000, altimeter 30.42.
Descend and maintain 4000, 6 Tango Charlie. Alright, so we'll go ahead and pop that down.
Skylane 6, Tango Charlie, descend and maintain 3500, turn right, heading 260 vectors for the RNAV runway 6 approach.
Descend and maintain 3,500. Right turn heading 260. Vectors for the RNAV 6 approach into Hoquiam. 6 Tango Charlie.
5.775.
Alright, so we're going to go like this. I'm going to go Alt VS minus 600, heading mode. And we're going to go ahead and do our descent checklist. So we can keep the, go ahead and bring our power back. We'll bring it back to 20. We made our turn. We're coming down. I'll call when we hit 3,500 because I don't like the disconnection between these altitudes, the pre-bug, so I'll manage that myself. There's 2,600. We're on descent. Keep those cowl flaps closed. We're coming 3,500. We're going to enrich the mixture a little bit, keep the propeller where it's at. Let's go ahead and turn our landing and taxi lights on. I'll go ahead and preload. Let's see. Approach. Runway 6. We'll get vectors to final, it sounds like. Vectors for the RNAV approach. I'm going to go ahead and plug in Zunad just in case. I don't like vectors to final, just in case they tell us Zunad, and I have a feeling they're going to. So I'm going to go to proc. I'm going to go approach. We'll turn the tablet off. RNAV 6 LPV, and I'm going to say Zunad, and if I need to load a different approach, I will. But now we have the one loaded with Zunad. I'll do a pan mode so we can take a look at that. Oh, look at that. It overlays the chart. Isn't that nice? All right. That looks like what we would expect. We have the weather. We know that at 0905 it's 7, so we're going to have it slightly off our right. So we're gonna we got a headwind with a right to left crosswind component of probably about 3 or 4 knots. Okay, we're through 5,000 and coming down. Our speed's a little high. I'm going to go ahead and bring that manifold pressure down. Now, as we go down, the manifold pressure actually increases because of the increasing atmospheric pressure. So we have to keep bringing the throttle back as we come down. I don't like this. We're not coming down any further. The autopilot is obviously not doing the job I want it to do, so it goes off. Bye-bye. Okay, we're going ahead and keep our...
Skylane 6 Tango Charlie, turn left, heading 235.
Left turn, heading 235, 6 Tango Charlie. Okay, keep that nose pointed down. Okay, there's 235 rolling out. Use some trim. There you go.
Alaska 993, cleared through Bravo airspace.
Cleared through Bravo, Alaska 993.
Bonanza 9er, 8359er, Seattle Center, radar contact. Turn left heading 240 vectors to Hoquiam, then own navigation.
240
There's Hoquiam right there.
Own navigation, Bonanza 359er.
Now 4,300, continuing down.
359er with IFR request.
Just using a little bit of trim wheel, keep things nice and steady here. And we don't need carb heat yet, we're still in the green. Let's do our before landing checks. Florida door. Both tanks, cowl flaps are closed. Mixture, we're going to go ahead and push a little richer as we come down. As we come through 3,500, we'll go forward. We've got 500 feet to go. Alright, plenty of fuel. Lights is required. We've got our landing lights and taxi lights on. Keys in both. Masters on. Primers in and locked. Seatbelts fastened. Before landing checks are complete. Except we don't have gear down and locked. My bad. Propeller's not forward either, so we'll do another before landing checklist complete as we get a little bit closer. I forget about retractable gear and propeller. Gumps. Okay, coming down 3,800, 300 feet to go. Trying to hold that heading 235. Once we get 235, we'll go ahead and go altitude and heading hold, and then we'll brief the approach. runway 6 GPS. And we'll go ahead and bring that nose up. Right there. Alright, we got altitude hold and heading hold. Autopilot's got control. Alright, so we'll go ahead and keep the prop at 2400. We'll go ahead and put manifold pressure up to 21. We'll fly 2124. We got 12.3 gallons. We're good there. Let's go ahead and pop the tablet up and talk through the runway 6, the GPS runway 6. So we're expecting vectors. If we get Zunad, we're going to fly the procedure turn, the hold and loop procedure turn. That's going to be a parallel enter at 241, and then right turn to cross Zunad.
6 Tango Charlie, turn right heading 260.
Right turn heading 260, 6 Tango Charlie. Alright, let's get back to it. If we get Zunad, we got to stay up above 2600. Once we cross Zunad coming in, we can come down 1600. Final approach fix Judsa at 1600. Final approach fix. We'll fly LP minimums 308. 308 is the decision altitude. If we have to go missed, we climb to 2900, direct lam and hold. So let's make sure that that is all set. We'll check our flight plan. Zunad, Judsa, runway 6 is the missed approach point, and then there's LAM at 2,900 feet. Yep. Looking good. Approach is briefed. Hoquiam should be at our 9 o'clock.
FedEx 389, heavy descend and maintain 12,000. Descending to 12,000.
Field in sight.
389 heavy.
And I'm just rolling forward on a good cruise speed here until we're given vectors. We haven't arrived at any initial approach fix yet, anything like that. This is a good speed. We're making good time. We don't need to slow down just yet. I don't feel like we're behind the airplane or anything like that, so feeling okay. Pop up SayIntentions so you can take a look at it. You can kind of see what they've done here. They've given us vectors. That's been pretty good. They haven't cleared us for the approach yet. So what's the next thing that you would do? Now this doesn't make any sense. KOLM, I don't want to be tuned into KOLM. I want to be tuned into Hoquiam CTAF. 122.7 is the Unicom there. Okay, we'll pre-dial Hoquiam Unicom. We're all set on that. And we want to go ahead and get the Hoquiam VOR dialed in on nav 2. That's just a good reference to have. 117.7, I think. There it is. What would be a good thing to do?
Skylane 6 Tango Charlie, turn left heading 235.
Left turn heading 235, 6 Tango Charlie. Okay, Hoquiam's on our back left shoulder there. Hoquiam VOR is out on this spit a little bit. I'm going to select a course of 061. That's going to give us a pretty safe escape vector on nav 2 if we have to fly the missed approach and we lose GPS. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Chances are they're going to vector us somewhere either over to Zunad or between Zunad and Judsa. I can never get used to the auto zoom feature. I just like, ugh, don't mess with my zoom, man. Don't mess with my zoom. All right, turn say intentions off. You don't need to see that. This is pretty serious, like, vectoring around.
653, descend and maintain flight level 280.
Descending to flight level 280, Southwest 653.
I ain't mad, but it's kind of a long way to go. Down there, that's W04, that's Ocean Shores Airport. That's a fun one, I've been there a couple of times. And the beautiful town of Ocean Shores, which lives up to its name. I'm gonna get out there again one of these days, it's a lot of fun. This is an IFR kind of day, right? Anyway. I don't like they're taking me this far out over the water, man. Like, I mean, I know we just hit a...
Skyline 6 Tango Charlie, turn left, heading 1905.
Left turn, heading 1905, number 6 Tango Charlie. What am I doing? One 905 is dialed. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, you can spin the OBS. I forgot about that. I'm using my Hoquiam IFR1 and I keep finding new functionality in it. Probably when I really shouldn't be. It's a beautiful vista. It's super cool. I really just wish I was over the land a little bit more. I keep thinking, what am I going to do if I lose my engine here? And the answer is I've got 3,500 feet. I'm going to round it down to 3,000. That means I can go 4.5 miles. And am I 4.5 miles away from the land? We're just 4 miles away from the land. 4 miles, which means we'll just be barely able to glide and hit the beach. We'll have almost no leeway. It'd have to be perfect. It'd have to be just absolutely perfect. And then, you know, if we have to maneuver to miss people or whatever, which tells me that the right answer, since we don't have any maneuvering ability...
Skylane 6 Tango Charlie, 4 miles from Zunad, turn left heading 110, descend and maintain 2500 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 6 approach.
Left turn heading 110, descend and maintain 2500 till established. Cleared RNAV runway 6 approach into Hoquiam 6 Tango Charlie. Okay. So turn lane 110, descend and maintain 2,500 until established on the final approach course. So we're going to go ahead and set, we're at 3,500 now, set it to 2,000. This time I will use the autopilot's altitude pre-selector feature. Autopilot on, heading on, down 600 feet a minute.
Skylane 6 Tango Charlie, contact Bowerman Tower on...
Over to Bowerman Tower, 6 Tango Charlie. Bowerman Tower doesn't exist. It's 112.7, but we're off with approach.
United 567, reduced speed to 230 knots for sequencing.
And the next thing that we want to do,
567.
you can see we're just about to hit this.
Wilco, 2 Delta Romeo.
I'm going to
2 Delta
unsuspend,
Romeo has reached 17,000 feet.
and I'm going to turn
2 Delta Romeo, copy level at 17,000.
061.
302 tree at Ocean Park.
We were vectored, so we don't need to fly the procedure turn. I'm going to go ahead and tell it to activate. So we're going to go like this, back, flight plan, Zunad, JUDSA. We'll go ahead and activate the JUDSA leg. Yes, we're activated now. I'm going to go ahead and course this way and prime nav mode. And we'll get back to the map. We're not quite past Zunad when we are. We can come on down. 1600 to JUDSA. $2,600. So I'll set that because we have about a 600-foot error here. Alright, I feel stabilized enough at this point. We'll call Bowerman at Tower. And see if they respond. Bowerman traffic, Skylane 9026 Tango Charlie is 6 to the west on long final runway 06, full stop, Bowerman. Look at this speed. This speed is way too high. Alright, we're into the manifold pressure way back. We're going to go propeller full, mixture rich, cow flaps closed. Once we get down to 1600 here at JUDSA, we're going to see the airspeed come back. It'll come back enough we can pop the gear down. That'll create drag. That'll slow us down. That'll allow us to then drop the flaps. Flaps 10 can be at 140, so we can actually go flaps 10 now. And we'll go ahead and put the gear down. And as the gear comes down, drag is increased, so our speed comes down. And as expected, there's nobody on the CTAF. Oops, we're too low. We're just about to cross JUDSA, but not just yet, so I need to get back up to 1600. I actually busted minimums for this part of the approach. Not good, not great, Charles, not great. There's 1600. We'll go ahead and stabilize it out. We're watching glide slope is going to hit here. I'm going to go AP approach mode. Glide slope is established. We've just captured it. We're right on glide slope and we're on the needles. Alright, we're flying it down. Okay, we're going to bring the manifold pressure down below the green arc. That means carb heat comes out. Pop, just like that. And we're going to do our gumps check again. Make sure that the gear is down and locked. Yep, we got a green. Oh wait. Undercarriage. Gas. Do we have gas? Yeah, we got gas. Undercarriage. Down and locked. Mixture. Full rich. Propeller. All the way in. S. Seatbelts. Fastened. 4 landing checks complete. We're on the RNAV 6. We're on 3 mile final. And we're in a good spot. We can go ahead and... Actually, let's go ahead and bring our speed back a little bit. We can't pop flaps 20 until we're in the white arc, so we're going to bring...
2 mile final runway 06.
The RPM all the way back to 1500. There we go. We're in the white arc. Flaps full. Okay, we got red over white. A beautiful sight. Okay, we're at 950 or 850 feet. Remember that our LPV minimums are 308, so it and that's 2 mile final. Bowerman traffic, Skylane 926 Tango Charlie's on a 2 mile final, runway 06 full stop Bowerman. Okay, we're a little slow.
500.
500.
I get Com 1 ready to talk to FSS to close our IFR. One mile final. 400 feet MSL. 350 feet MSL. Right here, we're about to hit minimums right now. That's it. Runway's in sight. All good, very happy. Autopilot's coming off. Kicking a little bit of left rudder there. Not sure I've done the 06 before. That's beautiful with the trees off there. Nice.
71 Bravo Charlie, turning left base, runway 2.
That was fun. Landing and strobes off. Bowerman traffic, Skylane 926 Tango Charlie's clear, runway 06 taxi parking Bowerman. Alright. We'll keep that carb heat on until we're situated. Alright, get that takeoff set. Pop the cowl flaps open. Okay, gear's already up. Trim's where it needs to be. Go ahead and lean for ground ops. That was a pretty sweet landing. I can't remember whether I was close or far of the captain's bars, but I liked the centering up there at the end there to counteract the crosswind. I thought it was a good touchdown on the mains. I was able to keep the nose up a little bit. Decent speed. There's a little bit of a float, but that was okay. One of the things about the 182 is it's pretty nose heavy because it's got a big old six cylinder in there, and sort of campfire knowledge is advised you don't go full idle because it has a tendency to splat. So I tried to abide. The dude abides. And tablet up. Shows where we are here. Just taxiing around. Apparently the MI5 is here with all their black vans and crap, so I'll tell you what, I'll just... Nice. All Alright, let's go ahead and pop the parking brake, and I'm going to call flight service. Let's try 128.3. Let's see if I can get. Let's see if I can get them. 1283. Seattle Center, Skyline 9026 Tango Charlie on the ground at Bowerman. Like to cancel our IFR.
Skylane 9026 Tango Charlie, Seattle Center, no problem, clearance canceled.
Groovy. Squawk the old VFR there. It still shows flight ID IFR yada 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 yada, but that's okay. Alright. Now I can shut it down. Okay. There we go. Avionics off.
Alaska 993, cleared
Lights
through Bravo
off.
airspace.
Mixture.
Cleared through Bravo, Alaska 993.
Cut off.
Skyhawk 48 Foxtrot, good evening to you. Hope you're having a pleasant one so far.
Good evening, maintaining 4,000. Current heading.
Wow, they've even got recorded dialogue where it's absolutely crappy. It's like in somebody's echo chamber. I've heard plenty of that before. All right, there we go. We're all set. A beautiful day at Hoquiam, which is what I imagine it absolutely is in the real world. It was a fun flight. I really enjoyed it. SayIntentions, pretty cool. It's got its ups, it's got its downs, it's got its cautions, but I was pretty impressed at ground ops, tower ops. The departures, centers, handoffs. I thought they were decent. The vectoring for the approach into 06 felt a little weird. I did ask for the 2-4 and a circling approach, and I didn't get it. So I suspect maybe there's some things that need to be fixed there. Maybe it's one of those. Hey, check our update logs. That's not implemented yet, but. By and large, there's a lot here that I like. I'm pretty impressed with it, and I'll use it again. So thanks for flying along with me. It was a nice flight to Hoquiam. Hope you enjoyed it. Got there in pretty good amount of time, and we're on the coast. So enjoy this beautiful weather, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.